My dad bought this little Massey Ferguson turf tractor last summer. It's powered by a 3-cylinder Perkins diesel engine, and supposedly it ran when parked, whenever that was. The fuel system was a total write-off, so we rigged up a super sketchy temporary fuel supply and hit it with copious amounts of ether. We got it running, sort of. It just isn't getting enough fuel. The engine doesn't have any power. It wouldn't even make it on the trailer without a little shot of ether. But we got it home, mostly safely. And that's where it's been sitting ever since.
You want to hook that again?
Yeah. You gonna start?
No, we're about to find it.
Okay. Dad removed the fuel tank, which was all gummed up, and replaced the mechanical lift pump and the fuel filter. It runs better, but it's still not right.
Neutral. We got fuel. And I got a little throttle.
No smoking.
Idle will clear a little bit. Boy, at half throttle and above, it'll just, no mosquito has a chance. Even now, it's 550. It's running pretty good. That's about the limit of the RPM where it runs decent. Even that's not quite right. I think I got all the cylinders in the case. I don't think I got a dead. It's just a fuel issue, and that just seems like it's oil and water. Well, it's not bad enough.
The engine idles fine, and it runs pretty good up to about half throttle. Above half throttle, it really falls on its face. It is not usable the way it is. It has no power. You can't even drive it in higher gear, let alone try to pull a load with it. It also smokes like a freight train throughout the RPM range. And the smoke is white, it smells like fuel. We're thinking it's got to be a problem with the timing advance.
So that's where we're at.
Yep. So what is timing advance, and why does it matter? Well, in the compression cycle of an engine, we would like to have the maximum combustion happen at about the same time as the maximum compression, which should be somewhere at or maybe just after top dead center. Combustion seems instantaneous, but it actually takes a certain amount of time for fuel to burn. As the engine spins faster, the compression time gets shorter, but the combustion time stays about the same. It actually might get longer because at higher RPMs you're trying to burn more fuel. The only way to keep peak compression and peak combustion aligned is to start the combustion process sooner. That's called advancing the timing. In a gas engine, it's done by advancing the spark using the distributor, or in a modern engine, it's done with the computer. In a diesel engine, it's a little more complicated. This engine uses a rotary injection pump made by CAV. It's very similar to a Reassembling or Stanodyne. These things are very clever. Fuel comes into the middle of a rotor between two opposing pistons, and as the rotor spins, a cam ring squeezes those pistons together. That creates high pressure fuel, and at the same time distributes that high pressure fuel to the appropriate cylinder. All the cylinders use the same pistons, so the fuel delivery should automatically be the same across all of the cylinders. Now I'm showing a 4-cylinder version here. Our engine's actually a 3-cylinder. It gets a lot more confusing with an odd number of cylinders. The timing advance is also very clever. We use the same fuel pressure that feeds the center of the rotor to push on a piston and rotate the cam ring. As a result, the pistons now contact the cam lobes sooner, and fuel gets delivered to the injectors sooner. In a diesel engine, there is no spark. All we need is injection, so that is all it takes to advance the timing. The animation makes it seem simple, but these pumps require extremely precise parts, and a lot of the timing advance is actually regulated by adjustable springs, which doesn't seem like it should work at all, but somehow it does, and it's actually pretty reliable. The timing advance piston is actually the lowest part of the injection pump, which seems like a logical place for crud to collect, so we're thinking it might just be gummed up.
See, I was going to take this out first though, wasn't I? Maybe that's just a drain.
I don't know.
Well, let's find out. Oh, Jesus. Well, I guess that question's answered. I don't know. Oh, that's tight. Boy, maybe that isn't right. Okay. Well, it's loose, whatever it is. So there should
be a spring in there, shouldn't there?
And a plunger, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, there I see a big spring.
Oh, look at all that garbage in that.
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. Woo, that's a mess. Big chunk of that just came out of there.
Yeah, there's a big, it's all that sticky stuff. Yeah.
There's your biodiesel.
Yeah.
Right there. I think we're kind of on the right track.
Yeah. No way that plunger's moving.
Well, I don't know. It's shifted the other way.
That's probably right. The spring probably pushes it towards the one side and the fuel pushes it the other way.
It looks to be not moving. So what we need to do now is get some carburetor cleaner and clean that area up and see if that plunger's threaded. We might be able to put something in there and pull it out.
There you go.
If it's not threaded, I think we're going to have to do the other side, and I don't think I can get to that.
Yeah, there's your problem. She's gunked up with biodiesel. I don't know. I would think the spring one way and then pressure the other way.
I think we better get some air out here. It has a mark where it's traveled.
Okay.
And I think anyway. Oh wait, I'm turning something. I'm moving something. Hear it?
Yep, I hear it. Well, that's a good sign, right?
Well, something. Next thing we're going to do is put the plug back in
And try it again.
and see what it does, because I sprayed all that out, so maybe. I don't think it's going to do it.
Should we clean that spring and stuff off first?
Yeah, we better. So that's just the same as it was.
Okay.
So, I'm betting that plunger's stuck in there.
Yeah. This is why I like to make fun of Perkins engines. Built in the 1970s, designed in the 1870s. Got to use hand tools. No way to even get a socket on these bolts. Plus, they're all fine thread.
Right. Oh, everything in a Perkins fine thread. even the ones in the aluminum.
Yep. Take the ejector lines loose, won't we?
It's coming. What's that gear doing? What was that?
That's just a washer.
Into the pan, right? Gear staying put?
It's fine.
We better not mess around too long. We'll get cold lunch. Okay, here we go. Okay, that's helping. You still filming?
Yep.
Okay, now we need to get this line off. I'm out. We just need to get this off.
Yeah, that's pretty home brewed there. Okay.
And the baby is born.
It was pretty obvious we were not going to fix the problem without removing the injection pump. So here it is. We're going to take a stab at trying to fix it. When that doesn't work, we'll go ahead and send it down to Area Diesel Service and have them do it right. The thing is, I don't think it's actually broken because it runs fine. It's just, I think this timing advance piston is stuck. So I don't know if this comes off here. It should. Yeah, it's so scuzzy in there. Oh yeah. Well, kind of moves. There we go. Well, that's what it should do. I don't think that's what it was doing. Yeah, this is all biodiesel contamination here. There's nothing wrong with biodiesel, but you got to use it. You can't let them sit, or it just turns into this glue. Sticks everything together. Okay, well, we're already here. Yeah, so that's supposed to move that cam ring to advance the timing. Anyway, we're already here. I think we'll strip it down and clean what we can clean and put it back together, cross both of our fingers and hope for the best. And like I said, when that doesn't work, we'll send it to the pros. Pretty yummy stuff. This is the rotor. It's the precision part of the injection pump. It has the rollers and the pistons. This is the cam ring. You can see the inside of this housing is still pretty scuzzy, and I've already cleaned it once. These are the flyweights. That's basically the governor. And I actually think this design is better than the Standardine.
So we probably need to address that. Oh yeah, I see the filter in there and it's full. We're gonna have to do something with that before we put that on there.
Okay, how does that work?
See the filter down inside there? You just take this out and it comes out.
Okay, why don't you work on that?
Yeah, I will.
Start putting the rotor back together. Really, all I did was just take everything apart, clean it as well as I could, and then put it back together using new seals. I actually think this pump's a little bit easier to work on than the Standardine. Everything's keyed, so you don't have to worry about timing. And I really like this input shaft design versus the goofy Standardine umbrella seal design.
See that?
Yeah.
Right there is the shim, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, I gotta be sure none of this comes apart.
This inlet filter screen was almost completely plugged. I don't know how this engine ran. Do we need to do anything inside of here, do you think?
I don't know. That's probably where that ball is.
I'm actually not sure what this component actually is. It doesn't show up in the manual. It's some kind of a pressure regulator for the timing advance piston. It has a ball and a spring and an adjustment, which we're trying not to disturb. The ball, this little sleeve.
That little spring is in there, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay. And then
Yeah,
on top.
right.
Cool.
But we got a gasket on this
Oh.
to get out.
Okay. So we'll fuel that up again.
Right.
And we think the flat goes towards the gasket. Because I can see that shadow line.
Okay.
Must be sealed pretty good.
Yeah.
It's sucking air. Alright, then the spring. Then the cap. Ooh, that's backwards. And then this one. The shims are down inside there. So
Oh, they are.
should be okay.
They just go up against the spring.
Right. And then we got our second O-ring that we think is right.
Yes. And we didn't put one on the threads, which we did find one for it, so we don't figure there was one.
Right. So that's the problem child area.
This
Back
is
together.
still not tight, though.
Yes, it is.
It is, okay. All that's tight.
Well, we need the new metering valve, I think.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So?
I don't know. I didn't take it out.
I didn't either. Something like that. This is where it gets fun.
I bet. All right, I got it.
And then this gets stuck in here.
Yeah. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think that's it.
Okay.
I don't know who thought this was a great idea to just put 2 bolts holding this whole cover on, but
The same person that thought that Ruzi thing up, that's only got, what, the 3 screws, and that doesn't work either.
alright, I think I'm good.
So I guess my only option is to go down.
Gravity helps you get down. There you go.
What happened to all the possums that are back there?
I don't know.
I'm gonna check.
Yeah, that works.
So we'll go about there. What are we going to do if it takes off?
I don't know. Hope it doesn't smoke, I guess.
We're going to like look for a hole in the block, or
Right?
pull the shut off, or
I don't know.
run for the hills, or what are we going to do?
Yeah. It's fine.
I'm tired of worrying about that. I think better to let it go than stop.
Okay, let's find out.
Okay, I got it. Now I got to have screwdrivers for my key.
All right. Yeah, we got fuel at 2 of them at least.
At least if we got fuel, we know the pump's doing something.
Not enough battery.
I haven't seen any come up. Where are they?
I don't know.
Ready?
Yep. No smoke.
Huh?
No smoke.
No fuel. Let's try bleeding again. Something wrong.
Oh, wait, I see.
Never used to have this trouble. It was used to fire right up. Not like we should, though.
Unless we got that hooked up backwards. No, if it's got fuel, it's not shut off.
No. Runs quiet. No, you think we have that much fuel if you run it?
That's all 3.
Huh?
It's got all 3 now.
Go.
Okay. Say we got something wrong. still got the same problem it had the first time we tried to start it.
Yes, it does.
Not enough fuel.
Right. It doesn't make sense.
No. The scenario is we pump fuel, but the engine won't run. So we think it's a timing problem. The only variable we can think of is this cam ring.
Not only that, but I don't think it was delivering the fuel enough in that configuration to even try to run.
So here's where our confusion comes in. I wrote this note, cam ring writing towards rear, and then I crossed it out and wrote front. So,
and my recollection was that the numbers on the cam ring faced the distributor head, and that's where we went a little wrong. And I was on the telephone, remember? When you were doing that.
I remember. So what we should have done is read the manual, which clearly states that the arrow on the cam ring should be in the same direction as the arrow on the ID tag, which would mean that the cam ring would go in like this, so that the arrows are in the same direction. We had it assembled the wrong way. So we need to take the cam ring, flip it over, put it back together, lick our wounds, and hopefully the thing will run. Luckily, it's just going to cost us some time. I don't think we even hurt any of the gaskets. So.
Well, and luckily we don't have a farmer here pounding on the door wondering where our tractor is. I'm fine with doing what we're doing.
Okay.
For your purposes.
Well, we're going to put it back together. But we have not changed anything with the pistons or the distributor heads, so we should not have affected the fuel delivery.
Nope.
The only possible variable is the pressure regulator here for the transfer pump, and I did screw that up once before, but we don't have any way to test that, so we don't think we've changed anything. We're just going to put it back together and try again.
There it goes. Do I need to pump? Nope. No, not yet. Probably not at all. No, that's doing itself. That's what it should do.
They're still kind of loose.
Okay, here we go.
I'm ready. Yep, got one. That's it. Got them all. That was easy.
Yeah, maybe.
I for sure got 1 and 3. 2 is a little slower.
This one was going.
That's what we should do. No smoke. Huh? No smoke.
No, hell, it works. What a difference a camera ring makes. Beautiful. We got any leaks? Yeah, I tightened the window, so that's okay. That's pretty good. Good. No ether, no nothing. Start. That's beautiful. It's running great.
We got all 3. We got all 3.
Oh, yeah.
Idle might be a little low.
Pretty low. That works, I think. It says it's under, yeah, it's over 500, but I think it's supposed to be above the yellow there. It needs a little bump on that. Ready to drive it then?
Yeah, you're gonna have to have your key.
Oh, what do I do with the key? That's high range.
Guess so.
That's what I really do.
Yeah, it's a handful in road gear.
Those flat spotted tires, I'm sure that tank is about to flop right off of there.
Front end was coming off the ground.
It's not safe in high range.
No.
There's a huge difference.
Cool, it runs great. It's got a lot more power now too.
Oh yeah.
It'll
It's
actually
like
pull
should
itself.
be. It's actually like it should be.
Good.
Is that
Success.
thing probably leaking right now, isn't it? That cylinder.
The cylinder's leaking, but the pump's not. So for sure the advance was stuck. And then for sure that little check valve regulator thing was stuck.
I think many things were wrong, and I think we fixed them all. So
Yeah.
it sounds fine to me.
Started right up.
Yeah.
No smoke.
And it's not surging or anything. Usually if those pressure regulators and that aren't working, they'll surge and try to die, and it didn't do any of that. So I think it's fine.
Did we have all 3 cylinders before, all through the RPM range?
No.
Okay. I can't remember.
Well, I couldn't tell because it ran so terrible at the upper end.
Oh, right.
But we didn't have them all 3 when we brought it home. We had 2. And we didn't even really have a good 2 until I put the new primary pump on it.
Right.
And that got me 3 at low idle, but I never could tell at the top because it just ran so terrible.
So yeah, it needs the power steering cylinder rebuilt
And the tank fixed,
and the tank,
it's ready to go.
the fuel tank cleaned out.
And I waited on the tank just because I wasn't sure how this would turn out, but now I can fix it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Yes, good day.
Good day. It's probably not good.